Dr. Asif.
Thank you, and assalam, and a warm welcome to the honorable elite people in this call today, and to the great audience listening to us online. I was listening to the wonderful and information-rich discussions, and I was really wondering how I can add proper value to complement all of them. Nevertheless, as time is short, let me see if I can get directly to my points and talk a little bit on how technology as a whole, specifically AI and IoT, can build a tag team in digitally transforming our agro industry. Where technology is cutting edge, harvesting sees the best productivity, crop yield is maximum, and finally, with all of that, we are able to practice what we call green precision agriculture. Now, as I speak, I take note of some of the statistics, that the world will need to produce a staggering 50% more food by the year 2050. And AI-enabled IoT devices in the agro industry will reach 75 million in this year, 2020, and are growing at a rate of 20% per year. The global smart agro market size is expected to triple by 2025, reaching to a humongous $15 billion. That's big. Now, I just used the term precision agriculture a while ago, and we all know what it means. But in terms of technology, it's a state when farming shifts to a special mode of cultivation that ensures higher crop yield and a better quality harvest, using less. So in terms of, in corporate world, we say that doing more with less. That's what precision agriculture is all about. Now, how does the use of technology available today can really help the agropreneurs, if I may use that term, as well as the large agro industries to take advantage of it? Now, let's talk about artificial intelligence first. And let's make no mistake that AI still doesn't stand a chance when it comes to comparison with the overall human brain. The complex neural network that we have, AI is no match for that. But when it comes to a specific knowledge-driven area like agriculture, and taking into consideration the amount of data and analytics available on the internet and in private, it is not possible for a human brain to process the billions of records all over the world in a fraction of a minute and use the best reference to match with a sample in hand to get the best possible advice. And exactly here, AI rules supreme. Now, how does it work? Well, at the core of AI is its self-learning algorithms and models sitting right on top of mega computing processing units to analyze the patterns and trends and come up with the most accurate data-driven recommendations. AI can help detect diseases in plants, detect pest attacks, and if the plants are suffering from poor nutrition. Advanced countries are trialing AI-enabled self-driving tractors for large fields. Now, smart power tillers can have an even smarter AI chip in its controller to ensure a better plowing quality. AI-based image processing can test our soils and tell us what's right or wrong about it. Drones, might still sound fancy to some of us, but there are a number of developing countries today. They're using drones, coupled with the satellite images to capture vital field statistics and help farmers with important insights. Now, while using machine learning algorithms on these images captured, artificial intelligence can simply add the other variables like temperature, precipitation, wind speed, maybe solar radiation to predict the best actions to be taken for maximum results. So now, if we see that how IoT can augment this agro industry, which we just discussed, can be augmented with the help of AI. Now, we need to remember that IoT, or Internet of Things, is essentially dependent on data connectivity and a control system with a closed-looped AI-enabled backbone. And this is exactly where mobile operators like Robi Axiata and others and all the wireless broadband providers can chip in. IoT not only senses data, it offers precise, actionable insights to the farmers or to the value chain partners, and even sometimes can take actions without any human interventions by just automatically adjusting to the conditions through the smart machines. Now, with a strong IoT player, together with these AI ML technologies we just discussed, use of IoT can be even more versatile. IoT smart farming sensors that we typically talk about that can range from, light and heat sensors, humidity sensors, temperature sensors, soil moisture and crop health sensors, greenhouse sensors. These all can help us implement a technology-enabled green precision agriculture. And with the large-scale use of IoT plus AI, we can even dream of automating the entire irrigation system in the country. I mean, why not? It's doable. Now, talking about technologies, you have to talk about some of the practical challenges. IoT or use of AI-enabled smart machines can be initially capital intensive. Though if we calculate 3 to 5 year TCO or total cost of ownership, probably the cost would be lower, but the initial cost could be a barrier for our marginal farmers. If they try this technology alone, it could be a recipe for disaster. They need support. They need support to club them together, to handhold them for initial phases with the right set of policies and adequate funding. Now, the good news is sensors and devices are getting cheaper every day. Look around the world. There were once $100 sensor today can just cost you $20 to $35, and the price could get even few dollar by the end of next year. This is wonderful news for all of us. And the AI-based analytics today are largely hosted on the cloud. You can just get it as a software as a service, and on a subscription model which is low cost, and how easy it can get. So I think I don't quite believe that the use of technology will negatively impact the labor market in the long run. Almost 1 billion jobs could be lost worldwide to automation by 2030, but there are potentials that another 1 billion new jobs will be created in the process. In Bangladesh, we would need many skilled people, especially around, we can talk about the IoT sensor industry itself. We can talk about the manufacturing industry where you need to really build the smart machines here in Bangladesh. And we need to train the surplus resources, upskill them, and offer them opportunities to shine in another sector. And that's how we need to proceed. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Asif, for just enlightening us on these very important upcoming issues, especially when we talk it's only for IR, it's only for agriculture.